Thank you very much to Mans. Thank you to the Minister. Thank you for inviting me the third time on a row, actually, to this 18th edition of the National Anti-Corruption Conference. And indeed, as it was already been pointed out, Italy has a long history of fighting against corruption at different levels, in the public domain, in the private sector, in the public administration, and also in the links among all these elements. And this long-time experience, nevertheless, has made us, a model in a way, has made us very, very good in combating and countering this pervasive phenomenon. And indeed, there are institutions in Italy, like, as it was mentioned, the Guardia di Finanza, that now are considered an example at international level. And that is why, also this year, we have a high official from the Guardia di Finanza, Generale Giovanni Salerno, the head of the Special Anti-Corruption Unit, who will speak in the later session, and he will give some practical and concrete experience in fighting against this cancer, because indeed corruption is a cancer of society and of a country. But this is not the only way in which we are ready to help Montenegro in its fight against this battle, because in the last few days I submitted to the Minister of Justice and to the Minister of Interior the so-called Falcone and Borsellino program, an Italian initiative at multidimensional technical assistance in justice and security, which actually aims at sharing what is the Italian experience, an institutional model in combating organized crime and corruption, throughout that combines institutional strengthening, advanced judicial and prosecutorial training, and also coordinated investigative practices. We believe indeed that, also because the analysis that has been conducted said to us that it is important to have an international coordinated response to corruption, because indeed the links also at international level are as such that we need not only a regional but an international response. And indeed, we believe that involving judiciary, law enforcement agencies, academia, civil society, involving all them together will strengthen legality, administrative and judicial capacity, and also cross-border cooperation. And we believe that in that way we can help Montenegro path towards the EU, letting the country reach its objective in the rule of law. But let me say also a few words about the subjects of this year conference, hidden assets and integrity of public officials. And indeed, here there are two elements that came to my mind. From one side, the fact that you need to set up rules and norms that prevent public officials to steal money from the state. On that, too, you can actually learn from my country, because the rules that we have as being a public administration are so pervasive that if you manage to steal money from the state, that means that you are really very good, and that should not be underestimated. But I also would like to point out a little bit on the concept of integrity. And in order to do that, it's important to work on the mentality of people. A few weeks ago, I was at a conference dealing on business in the Western Balkans. And one of the panelists said that corruption is not only the elephant in the room, but is an elephant that is moving around. And I found the metaphor pretty appropriate. Indeed, it is important, and the same panelist actually pointed out that it's very important that from the different sectors, starting also with the private sector, we should start to have a zero-tolerance approach towards and against corruption. And indeed, while I'm coming to an end of my brief intervention, I believe that if everybody, civil society, the entrepreneurs, the member of the public administration, and also normal people, if all of us start to have a zero-tolerance approach towards corruption, we can build a better society. Thank you very much.